another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comfort together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling. Hello. What's going on? What's going on to all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, my tea leaf readers, and my tea baggers, honey. Hey, what's your tea? What's your tea? What is your tea? Darling, it's another glorious day, my tea sippers, honey. I know you have all of your crumpets together because, darlings, it's time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat. What's up? I know. Many of you are probably upset with me because I haven't been doing the show regularly, and you guys know, honey, I'm going to be very transparent. There have just been moments, honey, because I'm trying to get through this campaigning and carry it on. I have just not had the testicular fortitude to sit in front of this computer and give you a quality show. So rather than half-ass it, I just won't do it. Do you understand? So I respect you guys that much to where we won't give you a little half-ass show. You know what I'm saying? So today, darling, we're coming back and we're here with a vengeance. Today being November 3rd, 2023. And y'all know I don't like putting dates and stuff to mark the videos. But today, being Friday, November 3rd, 2023, today was the last day for early voting for this particular election year, okay? Now, usually, normally, and most of the time, I'm there like within the first 2 days of early voting so I can have this done and out the way, right? However, because my name is on the ballot, I'm going to go in Tuesday morning, honey, the day of election, November 7th. Also happened to be my nephew's birthday. I'm going to go in on election day, and I'm going to cast my vote then. Okay, and have all the pomp and circumstances. I got to have somebody go with me so they can videotape me. No, you can't videotape inside the place. But I want to catch me outside, you know, going up to folks, shaking folks' hands and things and all of that. You know, not necessarily campaigning because you can't campaign at the election site, you know, and all that kind of, because that's illegal. And I can't wear any shirt or anything to say, you know, that I'm you know, for a certain person or a candidate or whatever. You can't wear that at the polling place. However, me being there and carrying on, I may have to just go live with my own little handheld phone and everything and just record myself that way so that I could say, yes, I'm going in here to vote for me. And we're looking for it. I'm hopefully the venue that I'm looking at will allow me to come in and have a watch party. You know, it's going to be very, 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 very that way, honey. I'm hoping so. And then if we do it right, you know, it's the gay club here. It's called Best Friends. Okay, here in College Park, honey. I'm hoping to go in and have a watch party there, have a drag show and carry it on, honey, and do the damn thing, okay? So that there is going to be that. So that's what I'm looking at, okay? and then we're gonna have that and call it grace. So that is what is. Am I excited? You better believe it, honey. I am all of the above and beyond with this thing. I'm so looking forward to getting into this and doing the thing and all of that to where yeah. Okay. Wow. So as we get closer to this, I haven't gotten real anxious about it yet, but it's coming. I know the day of is that way. So let me say this here. I do need volunteers. So if you're here and want to come and come work out with me and carrying on, because we're going to be here, and I need folks. We got 3 polling sites. Okay, so I'm going to need people that's going to come to the polling site and hold up my little sign. Now I got little 8 by little protest signs, like, so we're gonna be marching and holding up the little protest signs, and carrying on and make a little thing out of it. So that's what I'm hoping happens. I need at least 9 people. And now it's a 12-hour day. Now I'm not expecting you to come in and do the whole 12 hours. But if you want to work it out that way, you can, or whatever. I make sure you get fed and make sure you get water and carrying on. As a matter of fact, I got to put that on my to-do list. I got to get the snacks and all that kind of stuff to put in, and then make sure we got some money in the kitty so that we can go and get y'all something to eat, some real food and not just junk food. Okay. So those are some of the things that I'm looking at and things of that nature. So it's going to be very, 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 very special, very interesting, very that way. You understand? So, hon, that's something that I'm just excited about, and yeah. So at this particular stage of the game, I am I'm over here. Y'all see my eyes not looking directly at the screen. It's because I forgot to send the link out to everybody. Y'all know Nikki is still up in Aunt Nikki. She's still up in Philly and carrying on. And I want to make sure that she comes on up in if she has the time. But her work schedule, honey, this girl has been working all over the place, and we haven't been able to connect like we usually do. So hopefully she'll be able to come in. Big Red or Minister Lavelle, he's on church duties right now, so he's out of town with the church, and they have some things that they're doing, so he may not be able to come in today. Okay, and so we may have to ride this solo. All right, but that's okay, because y'all know we can handle it. Okay. We can handle it. I'm just going through and trying to make sure that the people get the link, so that if they want to come on up in here, they can, and they'll be able to come in and have a good time with us. All right. So now, having said all that, let's move into the show, darling. The show. Okay. Let's do this, because I think what I want to do in between everything. Hey, TC, I see you. Okay, I see you, baby. What's going on, honey? Groove is up in here. Hey, Groove. It's your birthday month. Okay, now, come on through. She's celebrating her birthday, y'all. So y'all know how we do. We take the whole entire month and do the damn thing. Michael, hey, Mike, what's going on, baby? Good evening, okay? And we're going to do that. But let me start here, because I've got to start doing this this way. And what I mean by that is I'm going to be interjected. So this is going to be the commercial break. Okay. One of them. So let me just do this so I can have spot checks. Okay. Resolved that the citizens, neighbors, and stakeholders of College Park should exercise their voting power and elect into office a leader that will treat the city as a whole city and not by individual wards, accept the ideas of his citizenry respectfully, is willing to have political agendas and critical yet passionate ideologies challenged, and will not only listen to the people, but amplify their voices in true power so that College Park can be the city they have decreed it to be and to become.
Let's sit down and talk about what we need. We're in this together. Ooh, let's do the right thing. Yeah, we all win in the end. Oh yeah, let's do the right thing. Yeah, we all win in the end. We need to do the right thing.
Ah, that's my sister, Miss Stephanie Mills, and Let's Do the Right Thing. Honey, y'all know I love that song. Now, I'm going to have to probably, yeah, they would ding me for that because, yeah, it's a copyright thing, but I don't care about all that. You know, yeah. Okay, they'll ding me and say that I can't monetize it. So, you know, that's okay. But nonetheless, this here is what this is. Now, let's get into it, okay? Because there's some things that happened that's troubling me, okay? And as I'm coming about it, I'm like, no. We got to really talk about this thing, okay? One story that I want to talk about, but I can't because I'm not as well versed in it as I want to. And that there is the 17-year-old autistic guy who beat up his teacher, whether the paraprofessional teacher substitute or whatever. He beat her unconscious because she had taken his Nintendo PlayStation toy, you know, the controller. And I really want to get into that, but I have not read the whole entire article on my own so that I can, you know, comprehensively have a discussion and try to weigh out both sides of that. But in the meantime, honey, I would, if I don't do it on the next time that we're here, I want to say tomorrow, but I think I might get caught up tomorrow. So if I don't do it on the next show, we're going to do that soon, okay? But we are going to go here. Wait a minute. Before I go here, where's my banners? Because I need to run this banner across. Yeah. Let me run that banner. And then let me go here, because I need for you guys to see this. And I got this off of Instagram, but on Instagram, it is a news story that's coming from somewhere. I forget, wherever Deborah Norville, whatever show she hosts, this is that show. But the news story, honey, we got to get into the story. I want to start here first before we go into the other one, okay? Let's get this. Have y'all seen this?
He was first look at the 12-year-old boy who cops say opened fire at deputies along with a 14-year-old girl. Today he was in court, and considering his age, it's hard to fathom the charges he's facing. Many news outlets have decided to show his face, even though he's a minor, because of the seriousness of the incident and the charges. Les Trent reports.
He looks like he could be in the principal's office for some silly prank at school. But this 12-year-old is in huge trouble with the law.
You're also charged with attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer.
Travis O'Brien and a 14-year-old girl are accused of opening fire on cops during a 30-minute shootout.
Gunshot fired. Everybody get hard cover.
They were coming out to kill cops.
The 12-year-old did not speak during today's hearing, at which the judge referred to him as Mr. O'Brien.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien.
Cops say the boy and the girl ran away from a home for troubled youth. They broke into a house and found 2 shotguns, an AK-47, and a handgun. When cops arrived, the girl reportedly said to the boy, "I'm going to roll this down like GTA," referring to the violent video game Grand Theft Auto.
Shooting out the rear window toward my direction.
Deputies ducked for cover behind trees.
They just busted out the window in the back. Stand by. Female has a shotgun in her hand. Stand by. Put the gun down now! She's got the AK and the shotgun. She's wrapping around the top of her neck.
Then came the stunning realization that they were being fired upon by children.
Hey guys, just hold behind hard cover. Let's not shoot these kids, man. Let's just hold on. Take our time. 10-4, they're shooting at me. She's re-racking around inside the shotgun.
All right, let's not engage them anymore. Let's not challenge them. Just hold behind hard cover. We're just going to hang out here.
You can hear one officer praying it doesn't end badly.
Don't make me do this. Don't do this.
You can hear the restraint of the deputies pleading not to have to use their guns.
Cops say the girl, seen in this photo given to the news media by her father, was shot and wounded when she refused orders to drop the shotgun and opened fire from behind a parked car.
You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 bullet holes.
30 seconds later, young Travis O'Brien came out of the house with his hands raised.
They shot through the bedroom window. They shot from the garage door. I mean, this is like Bonnie and Clyde.
Now these juvenile Bonnie and Clyde desperados have to face the...
Right. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk. Okay? Let's talk and dish this tea, because there's a number of things about this that got to me. First off, the obvious. Okay, we have a 12 and a 14-year-old. Okay, who they say broke out of the home for you know, wayward children. Well, not wayward, just, you know, troubled kids. They broke out. They broke into this home where they found all this artillery. Okay? There's arsenal of weapons. Now, then they became this little Bonnie and Clyde replica, and now y'all gonna sit up there and load it up, locked and loaded, and fire it upon these police officers. Okay? Now, let's go here. Number one, why is it that the 12-year-old boy is the only one that y'all decided to name and show his face, when the 14-year-old girl, we don't have a name, we don't have a picture, and with her being older, she was the one who got shot and wounded because she didn't want to drop the weapon. So how come we don't know who she is as well? Number one. Number two, whose house did they break into that had all that kind of weaponry? And this is not their fault, but what is it that they haven't done? Why haven't they come and said, oh my God, you know, this is what's happening, and, you know, my house got broke into. Why wasn't those guns put up in a safer place or whatever? Or were they? And they picked the lock or whatever. We don't know. See, the fuzziness of all that. We don't know all that, right? What about the cops? Because see, here's where this is. They praising the cops for exercising restraint. And oh, we can hear them praying not to, you know, oh, please don't let this happen. Please don't let me have to use my gun and da, because you found out that these were kids. Okay. But before you found out they were kids, you were able to exercise that same restraint because your life was in danger. See, here we go. Your life was in danger because they're actually shooting. They say this went on for a half hour. A full 30 minutes of them and shooting. So again, what the hell house did they in they have that kind of weaponry, that kind of arsenal of bullets to where they can sit down there and continue to lock and load. And then here's where it is. Who taught these kids that kind of shooting? Because now it's like, okay, where do we learn all of this? Where are their parents? Yes, they were in a home and this, that, and other. See, now we got to connect all of these dots because they say it was the girl. She took the shotgun, threw it over her neck, like she in Grand Theft Auto or she in one of the movies. This girl here, she came ready to do some action. She was finna fuck some shit up. Okay? Where where's the other kinds of restraints that we see from other officers? Because here, catch it now, the captain in them says, do not return fire. Okay? They say that. Do not return fire. Okay, and you heard the cop said, that's not us, that's them shooting at us, right? Stay safe. Now, how come we do not have this kind of common sense whenever we are somewhere where there's mental health involved? You know what I'm saying? How come they don't take that kind of assessment before they go in, locked and loaded and ready to shoot to kill somewhere else? You understand what I'm saying? This here becomes the example to say that it can be done. Just like everybody else been saying, how come y'all had to go, you know, pulling your weapons first? We see that on commands and carrying on, you get to exercise restraint, constraint, and you get to think differently on how to approach the situation. In addition to the understanding that these are kids. Now, I understand, and I'm hearing it, you know, when they found out that these are 12 or 13-year-old kids and blah, 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 14 rather, that, you know, it become a whole different scenario. So the whole idea or the implication of going in to shoot a child, you know, that wears on your head, okay? And the whole idea that, oh my God, if I kill this kid, that's heavy. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. That's one of the platforms that I have on the mayoral side of this about intensive and extensive mental health care for our first responders. Because let me sidetrack here. Okay. Even in this situation, and they had to shoot the girl. Again, they had to shoot her and wound her because she didn't let the gun go. Now, again, here we go. How is it that they knew to shoot to wound her to where it incapacitated her? It didn't take her life. It incapacitated her to where they could get the gun from her and carry on, right? So that means that this can be done. That means that you don't have to shoot center mass all the time to kill. You can shoot to maim and to, you know, to immobilize, not to kill. So we have examples that this can happen, right? So just in this alone, what does this mean for the cops who now they got to take them down to process them and this, that, and another? What about the officers involved in this thing? And now you got to go home and face the fact that, oh my God, what kind of world that we're living in that a 12 and a 14-year-old for a whole half hour shooting at me, literally shooting and trying to kill me. Where is that? Here's something else to think about. And I'm throwing this in here as a correlated answer to all of this. What about those who are in the military, who are on the police force, who are ex-military, who have been in combat, okay? Y'all know every time we give soldiers that come back, especially where they've gone into battlegrounds and they were called child killers and carried on because they've had kids who have been used as targets and kids who had bombs planted on them, whatever, or kids who came and the babies were being used, you know, to be the weapon. You know what I'm saying? And you had to take the baby out or whatever. And all of that. And what that play in the psyche? I had to kill this baby. And to think that to save my life, this 12 and this 14-year-old, I almost killed these kids. What about the officer that had to shoot the girl to maim her because she still had the weapon? Huh? What is he going through? What is he a father? Is he going home to look at his babies and have a whole breakdown because someone that may look like his daughter or whatever, or could have been his daughter and his son, shooting back at me? Literally trying to kill me. What is that? What have we done as a society? See, and to all of you, here we go. And I know this is going to sound that way. It's going to sound that way, but this is where I challenge everybody who, you know, want to fight for all these different types of guns. Okay. And want to say, you know, you teach a child how to shoot and this, that, and they won't be afraid of the gun and that. I get the argument, and I get when you say, okay, you know, background checks to this, that, and the other, but mental health checks about guns don't kill people, people kill people. But sweetheart, if the gun lessons and to instruct you on how to safely take care of the gun so that you don't hit anybody, but yet you know the power that the gun can do, that means the gun is going to kill because the motivation behind it is. The gun ain't gonna kill nobody sitting on the shelf. But if my intention is to kill you and I'm going to use the weapon of the gun, okay, then I'm going to get locked and loaded and I'm coming for you. These babies learn how to use all that kind of firepower. Okay, they reference Grand Theft Auto, and we keep talking about the games, and I know a lot of you guys out there will say the video games, they got nothing to do with this. This is about the parenting. If you're not taking care of your kids or watching your kids or teaching your kids this. Okay, I get that. I get it. I get it. But when the video games and stuff have become so they are interactive now, to where basically, you know, the virtual games, that virtual reality is AI, y'all. Okay, I want y'all to understand that. Y'all on this keep talking about, oh, AI. We've already had it. It was called virtual reality with the goggles and all this, that, and the other. That there is what that is. That's artificial intelligence. So if I'm sitting up here and I'm in this game and it's around me like I'm real, okay, how many of y'all have gone into simulators and you know you're going into the damn roller coaster, but when they show you the thing and the thing get to moving like you on the roller coaster, you about to fall off, that's simulated, right? That's a simulation. But your body goes through it as if it's real because your mind don't understand that. Your mind don't realize that this is just emotion. It is responding to what's there as though it's real. Okay? So we got all these games and stuff that are virtual reality and carried on, and this shit becomes real. The kids are playing this as if it's real. And now you not train them how to use these guns and carry it on because of whatever. Maybe because you believe in the Second Amendment, because you out in the country want them to defend themselves, because you are a true blue American and you doing it just to spite everybody else. So can't nobody tell you how to raise your damn kids. Whatever the thing is, you know, taught your kids how to use the weapons. Then they get involved in these damn little virtual reality games and shit. And now they're on the streets. And here in this case, you got a 12 and 14-year-old in a shootout with the damn police department because they didn't want to go back to the home or whatever. Criminals. Now, see, in another world, honey, we would call them bad seeds, right? Oh, they're just a bad seed. Okay, they got little criminal minds or whatever. Okay. But now let's flip the script. Let's flip this script for just a second. And let's look at it from the perspective of why did these kids feel that they had to shoot at the police? What was it about them of this incident? Okay. Or them being hunted down or whatever. What is it about this situation that made them feel they had to shoot to kill in order to get out of this situation? Huh? What is it about this that said, was it the foster care system or the home that they were in? Did they escape because they wanted to escape? Because they were, you know, just precocious kids that didn't want to be on lockdown or whatever. This was a prison break of sorts. Okay. Did they escape because they were being abused in the home or whatever the case may be? What was it? What was it that made them break into this house, and when they found out that this house had guns, decide to want to shoot at the damn police at 12 and 14 years old? Now, did y'all look at the boy's face when he was being interrogated or at his little arraignment or whatever? He showed no compassion on nothing, right? Some can question and say, oh, well, he's 12 years old. He's never been, that's a lie. Because he's been in the court system before because he's been in the home. Okay. So now you didn't say anything. But again, I go back to my original question. Why is it that he's the only 12-year-old that they decided to, to question and to put his face out there? That they decided to release his picture, but didn't decide to release hers. So the question becomes, who is she? Is she someone's niece, daughter, whatever, or somebody higher up? Are they trying to protect her? Are they saying he was the ringleader? What's what? Okay. Because she was the one that took the shotgun. They called her female with the shotgun, and she rolled it around and racked it up and crossed it over her body and shit. He was still at the house shooting out the window. She come outside spraying shit. But here, where has our world come to that our children are in a place to where, hell, they're adults like that? Is this children of the corn? Okay. Is this children of the corn? Is this the, fuck around and find out kid edition? What is this to where our world has gotten to a point where this type of behavior is becoming normalized? And the only thing that is making this the spectacular that it is the fact that they're 12 and 14-year-old and they were shooting at the police, because we have gotten this whole gun culture to be something, every day we're hearing about a gun going off, somebody firing a gun, somebody getting shot at or shot or killed or whatever. Every day. Every day. If you don't hear it in your local news, you hear it on the national news. Every day, someone is using a gun somewhere, somehow. Whether they hurt somebody or not, they're using guns. And we have allowed this to become the temperature of our society. Why? What is it that we are afraid of to where we have to always figure that we have to have a gun? And everybody who keeps saying, please miss me with this, because I'm so sick of this argument. Oh, well, you just got to protect yourself. Everybody, you just got to have something on you, honey, because you don't know what it is, honey. You just don't know what it is. Like that, you got to have something on you. I mean, fuck that shit. Hell, I got to have something to protect me. And when we say protection, what do we mean by protection? What do we mean by protection? Because a lot of times, killing somebody becomes synonymous with protection. Okay? It's kind of like, I'm going to equate this argument with how we have taken Malcolm X when he says by any means necessary, and we automatically think that he means kicking somebody's ass and fighting. And that's not necessarily what that means. You understand? We have taken something and we have adulterated it, because now when we say, I want to protect myself, it becomes, if I had to kill a motherfucker here, I'll bust a cap in his ass, and it becomes that. And then, as I've said many times, when we talk about the gun thing, we then start to buy the types of bullets that would do the most damage. you get the hollow points or the silver or the whatever. So that it goes in and burns up the skin and burns the heart. But we talk about that to know what kind of bullets do what kind of fucking damage. So now, are you really protecting yourself? Or is that a euphemism for I'm gonna kill a motherfucker? And that's the part of this argument what I find faulty. I don't mind you saying that I'm for the Second Amendment because, hell, I believe in the Constitution as well. Okay, I believe in it. I stand by it. In fact, that is the law of the land. I stand by it wholeheartedly, 10 toes down and waist deep in it. Okay, but if we're going to talk real, if we're going to talk about what it is, then let's call it what it is. Bitch, I got this damn gun and I will take a bitch up out of here if they fuck with me or mine. Say it what it is. Call it what it is. Call it what it is. And that's for all you Christian children out there who want to believe it's okay to bring a gun in the church and carrying on. What happened to praying to Jesus that you tell everybody else to do? Oh, the Lord will take care of it. What happened to vengeance is mine, saith the Lord? Huh? Now we got these babies. We got these babies up in here being grown, as we would say, being grown with having a shootout with the damn police. A whole entire shootout for 30 minutes. 30 whole minutes. And mind you, I said shootout. Not a hostage situation. Not I barricaded in and refused to come out. This was an entire shootout. And the police was out there undercover. They didn't call in no SWAT. You hear where I'm going with this? Any other time they'd have called in SWAT, they'd have called in somebody else because we have an active shooting scene. We have to immobilize this immediately. We got to, not immobilize, we got to neutralize it. Okay? We have to neutralize this. But because they found out these were kids, they stayed undercover. They stayed out of harm's way to make sure they wouldn't get hit with the guns, which was also scary because now, you know, they don't know how well of a shot these folks are. I got to stay ducked and covered and carrying on because shit, I can't move, don't know what, you know. So what is that? I want us to think about that for a minute. Think about that. Now, here, what would you have done if this was your child on this particular report because you was at work and you didn't know what happened, or you knew that your child was on lockdown or whatever because they just got out of hand, and you finding this out on the news? Huh? What if this was, for those of you, the extended family, your niece, your nephew, your grandson, granddaughter, okay? Best friend, your child's best friend and all of that, okay? What about the school they were going to? What if this was your student that you would that you were one of the teachers? Okay. What does this do to a community as a whole? And now that this has happened, I bet you down to donuts we're gonna get a damn copycat somewhere. Because one of the things about this kind of stuff on the news is that somewhere we're going to have a copycat. And I'm gonna say this, and those of you who are gonna hear this the wrong way, okay, you heard it the way you heard it. Unfortunately, if the shoes are on the other foot and we get a copycat crime and they're going to be black kids, I'm going to leave it there. You know what I'm going to say. I'm going to leave that right there. So now what say y'all? Don't get quiet on me. Don't get quiet on me. Okay, don't get quiet. Because see, I need to understand a few things about this. Where do we go from here? I titled today's show, What About the Children? Since everybody's always talking about, oh, the kids, oh, the kids, oh, the kids, oh, what about my kids? Well, what about the children? Huh? Because the children now have a shootout with the goddamn police. What about them? Let's talk. You don't want the parents to beat their ass no more, honey. They can't whoop their kids no more. Okay, they're not allowed to do that because that's child abuse. Okay. Some of this stuff that we have allowed to become lax, you know, we have got to find a happy medium because we've gone from one extreme to the other. And anytime we deal with extremes, something always gets lost in the crossfire. Always. Always. Lost in translation or something. We always have that problem. Why? Because the extreme viewpoint of it is only one-sided. We've got to come to that happy medium, y'all. We got to find out, how do we coexist in a world where everybody feels they have to be protected and using guns, or at least have one. At least most folks just feel like, if I have one, I'll be okay, and that becomes a you know, that little sense of what, that sense of protection or whatever. But then you got those who feel as though, if I got a gun, then here, I'm gonna take this motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? So where do we balance that out? Y'all see all the time, honey, on what would you do or whatever, you know, the ABC programs, and they do the behind the scenes, you know. They got the parents in one room and they put a gun in the other room, and these parents, oh no, my child won't do that because my child, no, we've educated them, we told them you don't touch guns, because we have a gun in the home, and they know better, right? Until they watch their kids go up in there and they touch the gun, play with it, this, that, and the other, and sometimes damn near pull the trigger. And it mortifies the parents, but oh my God. Oh my God. Yes. So what are we doing? What are we doing? Now, this is a loose comparison. It's very loose. It's very loose on how I'm correlating this, but this is loose. One doesn't have to do with the other, but I'm making this as a comparison, okay? It's funny that we would train up our kids to learn how to use a damn gun, but we're afraid to talk about sex and condoms and stuff with our kids because you think they're supposed to be abstinent until they get married. Make that make sense to me. You kick your kids out of the house because they end up pregnant before you think they're supposed to be pregnant. Okay. Because you are afraid to talk about sex. Okay. And sexual education and condoms and protection. But you're willing to let your 5-year-old and you're willing to teach them about gun safety, this, that, and the other, since they're old enough to touch the damn thing. Yeah. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Huh? Trying to understand that one, babies. I'm trying to understand that. Now, I'm going to do a follow-up when I get more information on that particular story. But we need to do better. We've got to do better. We've got to do better. If the 12 and 14-year-old represent what our future is, we keep saying our children, I believe the children are the future. Well, the 12 and the 14-year-olds are trying to kill the cops because they could. And then she said, I'm going to get all GTA, Grand Theft Auto in this bitch. Ha! Uh-huh. Groove, what you say? Put safety locks on the gun and lock them up. My friend got killed as a kid because his classmate went after him with the gun. My God. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I like this. What you say? The police need mental health evaluation before they become cops. The kids need mental health shit too before they buy guns. They shouldn't need them. Now, you know what? How about that? Because that's just it. The kids don't buy the guns. Kids can't buy guns until they're 18, and they really need to take that up to 21. I wish that the legal age of adulthood becomes 21. They need to bump all that up to 21. They really do. All that needs to go to, if I can't buy no goddamn liquor till I'm 21, I don't need to be grown. You can't tell me I'm grown at 18, but I can't drink because I'm too young to drink. That don't make no sense. That doesn't make any sense. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm so mad because they took that drinking age up to 21 back in 1988. Ask me how I know. Because when I turned 18, I was so ready to go and do this damn thing and carry it on. And that was the same year that they took the drinking age up to 21. And I still couldn't do it legally. Okay. And I told y'all before, when I turned 19, we were going out. I went down to my uncle's house. He was in the high rise at the Milliner Center, downtown Detroit. And he had one of the penthouses and had a jacuzzi and everything, honey. And I knew what a jacuzzi was. I just called it. I said, oh, you got a nice little fancy tub. I just wanted to hear my uncle talk. Oh, no, it's called a jacuzzi. He tickled me. Oh, Uncle Paul, that's for you, baby. He's passed on now. And I went there. We had a family gathering at his place, and I was on my way over because I was like, oh no, honey, I'm going over to Canada, honey. We're going across the bridge to Windsor because the legal drinking age over there is 19, and I could drink legally. And my Aunt Kat looked at me. She said, "You mean singly?" Oh, she read me for filth with that. But she said, "Oh no, you mean singly?" I said, "Oh Lord." Oh, that was a cackle. But that was when I was very upset with that move because I was trying to be legal, you know. And now I really and truly believe that they need to take all that up to 21. Fuck it, just go 21. Okay. When you can't drink legally, you sneak in your dad's liquor cabinet to get it out, and don't drink too much so he doesn't know you did. Okay, Groove, you tell it on yourself, honey. Okay. All right. Listen, hold on. Let me take another little break, and I'll be right back to get into the next story. Don't y'all go nowhere, honey. Don't go nowhere, because I got one for you here. Resolved that the citizens, neighbors, and stakeholders of College Park should exercise their voting power and elect into office a leader that will treat the city as a whole city and not by individual wards, accept the ideas of its citizenry respectfully, is willing to have political agendas and critical yet passionate ideologies challenged, and will not only listen to the people, but amplify their voices in true power so that College Park can be the city they have decreed it to be and to become.
How you all doing? My name is Jason Panner, and I'm the CEO and founder of B Condoms. Today I'm going to show you what it means to have the largest condom on the US market. As we can see, I have one of our Platinum XL B condoms in hand, and I have a ruler right there. The ruler is about 18 inches, right? What I'm going to show you right now is how I can actually take our condom all the way down to my elbow, right? So what you can see, we're pulling it all the way down. Now keep in mind, not only do we have the biggest condom in the market, our condoms are also pH sensitive, they're vegan friendly, they're organic, and we don't contain any of the fillers that other brands have. B Condoms, biggest condom on the US market, takes you all the way down to the elbow. Make sure to protect the culture. Thank you and take care.
Let's sit down and talk about what we need. We're in this together. Ooh, let's do the right thing. Yeah, we all win in the end. Oh yeah, let's do the right thing. Yeah, we all win in the end. We need to do the right thing.
All right, honey. We need to do the right thing. We need to do the right thing. We need to do the right thing. In case y'all wonder what it is that I'm drinking, honey, yes, I'm having me a little cocktail, darling. This here happens to be, this is Arbor Mist wine. It's a Moscato, and it's flavored. It's a pineapple strawberry Moscato, okay? Now, for those of y'all who say, oh, that's cheap wine, yes, it's cheap, but it's good. Okay, and if you get it cold, make sure you drink it chilled. Oh, it's a fabulous little drink, and it's something to have around the house, you know, just to get your little cocktail on or whatever. And it's just cute, you know. And I like Moscatos and stuff. I like all of the blushes, you know, Zinfandel, Grenache, you know, Moscato. Again, I like blushes, and I like them a little sweet. And I had some pasta earlier, so you know, this goes great with some pasta. Okay. Now, I'm not a sommelier or whatever, but, you know, I'm not an expert or nothing on how to pair wines. I just know what goes good with my palate. And this here goes excellent with some pasta for me. Now, most folks will probably do a red wine or whatever, but I do a sweet red blend usually, okay, for that. Or sometimes I might do a Shiraz, okay. Oh, put that in the comments, honey. Y'all, if y'all are drinkers, and you know, casually, I'm not talking about y'all trying to get drunk or carrying on. What's your favorite cocktail, honey? You know, now when I'm drinking wine, usually when I'm having a cocktail, I would take my wine because I'm a Boilermaker drinker, honey. I take some vodka and I mix vodka in my wine, and that's my cocktail, honey. Okay. Yes. But what's your favorite cocktail? Or if I'm out at the club, I'll do a vodka orange and cranberry. What is the berry? Because most folks don't know the name, and you see, I don't either, right? Or what the drink is called. And every time they tell it to me, I say, "Oh, I'm gonna remember that," and I don't. Okay. So now let's go here to this next story, and yeah. Now, well, let me just play the video first. I'm gonna play the video first, and then you will get into it, okay?
Ready for Halloween?
It's kind of annoying. I love like this.
Where are my kids? Mm-hmm.
You guys have fun.
Are you having fun? There you go. You're welcome.
You like candy?
What did they say?
You're like a shark. You got a dress and a sport coat. How many dump trucks do you have?
We have 2 dump trucks outside.
I can see the excavator.
Homa's gonna take your shot. We're gonna take your shot. Good job.
All right. Now y'all tell me, what did y'all see there? Huh? What did y'all see there? Girl, what you say? Wait a minute. What am I seeing? Red Passion Alizé. I love that on a good month. And this is the best month. And it's been a while since I've had it. What is your birthday month, honey? So you know what that means. Get you some Red Passion Alizé, girl. Okay. So now let's unpack this. Let's unpack this. And were y'all able to read the captions? Let me play it again. I'm gonna play it again because you probably didn't read the captions this time. Read the captions, okay? Go through and read the captions as you're watching. I'm gonna play it one more time.
Ready for Halloween?
It's kind of warm. I love like this.
Where are my kids?
Mm-hmm.
You guys have fun.
Are you having fun? There you go. You're welcome.
You like candy?
What did they say?
You're looking sharp. You got a dress and a sport coat. How many dump trucks do you have?
We have 2 dump trucks outside.
I just need an excavator.
Homa's gonna take your shot. We're gonna take your shot. Good job.
Okay. Did y'all read all that? Okay. So we have here what appears to be an African American or biracial child, a male child, okay, out having Halloween fun. Now his parents, who appears to be a lesbian couple, Caucasian, and I'm only assuming because I saw the 2 women walking with him. Now, I'm not sure if they're a lesbian couple. Okay, apparently one is saying that's the mom and whoever the other one is. She could be the auntie. We're assuming that this is a lesbian couple, okay? And the child says that they went Halloween costume shopping or whatever, and they allowed the child to pick his costume, okay? Frozen is his favorite movie. So he chose to be Elsa. Okay? Now they said they were hesitant at first to let the baby come on out, dressed like this or whatever. But they allowed him to make his own choices. And so this here was about the baby being able to express himself freely, make the choices, and not hinder him from, being a kid, okay? Now, I found this on Instagram. And I think I saw this, was it D.L. Hughley, the comedian? I think this was under his page. And yeah, it was, because he said, okay, here come the comments, 3, 2, 1, and go. And so, of course, everybody runs straight to the comments. And in these damn comments, baby, when I tell you the comment section got real, the comment section got real. And everybody is like, oh my God, here they go. Why they put this dress on this boy? We need more male figures around. This could not have happened in my house. And oh my God, they're going to turn him into a girl. And okay. So the question became for me, are y'all mad at the baby or are you mad at the parents? Okay. And most of the time, everybody's mad at the parents. Why would you sit down here? Yeah, it was his choice, but it's you who sit up there to videotape him, and you want to put this up on social media. This ain't got nothing to do with him. This is about your vanity. This is about you trying to push an agenda. Oh my God, this is the demasculation of Black men. I'm so sick and tired of that phrase there. The demasculation or the emasculation. Y'all don't know what it is, the D or the E. Y'all don't know which one. Okay, of the Black male. Y'all only say this about Black men. It ain't about men. It is always the emasculating or demasculating always come when we talk about Black men. It ain't about nobody else. Okay, but I'll get to that in a minute. So now I get into it with one of the guys because when he said, okay, oh, I hope they don't try to turn him into no girl. I said, well, how in the hell did this come from a Halloween costume to being transgender? You the one that brought up the word transgender. I said, nigga, you the one that sit up there talking about something, they trying to turn him into a girl. So don't sit up here and try to get word semantics with me and try to go, oh, that's not what I said. That's what the fuck you implied. Okay, this ain't got shit to do with nothing about no damn transgender, nothing. This ain't got nothing to do with whether they trying to turn him into a girl or if he trying to secretly be gender non. This ain't got nothing to do with that. Children are children. Their minds and their innocence, honey, it goes all over the place. Now, how about nobody commented on no, somebody, a couple of folks did, but that's not the major thought here. Number one, the boy started off, you know, he got on ELSA or whatever, but then he got on the jacket. Somebody gave him a suit jacket. And now this just came to me just recently. I said, oh, okay, now I'm waiting on somebody to make the correlation between, okay, here we go with the Billy Porter. Remember how Billy Porter had the suit jacket and the dress thing at the Oscars, you know, that catapulted all of his commentary and carrying on. So I said, okay, somebody's going to make that correlation and be like, okay, here go another little Billy Porter in the making and all that old bullshit, okay? But here we had children are very, 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 very innocent. They're very explore, you know, they like to explore. They are living in fantasy world. They are living in fantasy world. Everything about it is about, oh, I like that. Oh, I like the pretty colors. Oh my God, this here. ELSA was ELSA. Hell, all the kids were sitting around there singing, you know, Let It Go. That became, you know, all the kids, honey, everybody loved ELSA and Frozen and what all that meant. That's a Disney, that's Disney. Okay, what else do we do? But they sit up here and wanted to criticize this little baby boy because he can't be ELSA. Okay. Oh, that's what happens when we ain't got no man around. Well, you got all the men that were there. They encouraged him and said, okay, you look cool. And somebody gave him a jacket to put on. Okay. And then they got to talking about the trucks. Now, nobody said this. They talk about trucks. Yeah, I got 2 pickup trucks. He said, I need to get an excavator. Okay. So now he's still talking about building and shit. And right now he's just a baby wanted to be ELSA for Halloween. Okay. It's Halloween. Okay, it's Halloween. Everybody dressed up at Halloween. All the children. Okay? All the children. All right? This ain't no damn agenda. And I get so tired of folks who sit up there and say, oh, yes, it is, because the parents, he got 2 lesbian parents. Those women were, okay, and even if they are, we don't know that for sure. Even if they are, what is it that you feel as though they're pushing? Because at first, I was kind of on the side of, oh, well, here, they shouldn't have posted that. You know, that should have been kept private. But then as I thought about it, social media has become the new photo album. Remember how everybody took pictures and you had tons and everybody got fucking 16 different photo albums around. And when family members come over, or somebody come over, want to look at the pictures, and you go through the pictures and you don't know nobody. Oh, well, who is this? And who is this? And who is this? And, oh my God, what they got on? So you got all these pictures that you put in the photo album that say it's okay to look at. It's okay to explore. It's okay to say, hey, right? It's okay, right? Well, social media happens to become the new photo album. I mean, that's why Instagram exists. Instagram started off being that app where you post all your pictures and carrying on. Okay, that's how come they had the thing to where the apps look right so that the pictures look good. Then it got sophisticated, but now you can post videos, you can even go live, have whole conversations, get monetized, this, that, and the other. It's all about the pictures. So as I thought about that, I said, oh, well, wait a minute. You know what? Wait a minute. They had every right to sit down there and post that, because this is what this is. This is this child's experience. You know, this is him having fun for Halloween. Okay, ain't no different than having the old family movies when we make family movies. And yes, even though the family movies were a little bit more private, and they were only shown when you came over to the house. Okay, social media now, you know, it's instantmatic. Everybody could get it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, we get to share it and carrying on for those. And so it goes viral and all that kind of stuff. So that means somebody is paying attention, right? But why couldn't they post it? And why is it that because this little baby, this little male child was in a dress, and this black boy, or biracial, because he looked like he's biracial to me, was in a dress as ELSA for Halloween. Now, I asked the question, would we be having the same conversation if a little girl had put on a 3-piece suit and said, oh, I'm looking like my daddy for Halloween because this is how my daddy go to work? And will we be having the same conversation? Huh? Because it's okay for a girl to wear tux, to get up in a tuxedo, as long as she got on a pair of pumps, honey, she's still feminine. But it's okay for her to wear a tux, a man's tux. Okay? It's okay for her to do that. But anytime a male get up in clothes that is supposed to be not specific to his gender, it becomes a problem. And then everybody gets all upset. And then God help us, because this is a little black boy. And then somebody made this. Now I have to go here because they make a point. This is a real good, solid point. Why is it that every time Caucasian people adopt black children, that the black boys, this is something that we go through? And that there's becoming apparent, because wasn't it Charlize Theron, the actress who adopted her little boy and had him in a dress and damn pigtails and ribbons and shit in his head? And we were like, okay, Miss Thing, what the fuck did you just do? You know what I'm saying? And we don't know if we don't know now. To her credit, we don't know if that child was trans and she was okay with it. We don't know what that was, but the picture went out, and it became all the scrutiny and the fodder. It always seems as though whenever Caucasian children adopt black babies, that it always seems to be an issue. Y'all don't know how to comb the baby's hair or whatever, or becomes an issue because you asking for help on how to do the baby's hair, or this, y'all letting them express themselves or whatever. But then because the little boy puts on the dress and that's the picture that goes viral, then everybody would say, oh, you trying to demasculate and emasculate this black man, and we need black fathers, and we need men around, and men and men and men and men. Yeah. And I don't want to dismiss that argument as frivolous, because it's true. We do need more men around to help nurture children. Okay, particularly male children, because a woman can't raise no man. She could raise a decent human being, but she can't raise no man. Okay, it takes another man to give this male child the tools and things that he's going to need to come into his manhood successfully, understanding what that means. Okay, understanding what it means to be a man, and we're going to get into that in a minute. Okay, but how is it that Halloween now has become so gender specific? And I'm going to be very transparent here. Y'all know Wonder Woman is my bitch, right? So you see, right? Okay. Now, when I was a kid, I never went out in costume as Wonder Woman, even though I wanted to. I wanted to, but of course, my parents were not, they number one, the costume, number one, they didn't come big enough. That's the first thing. Number two, nobody was going to make me one. Okay. And then number three, the stigma of it at the time, honey, that was too much. Okay. Now, as a child, On the streets, we played superheroes, and I would not play unless I was Wonder Woman because the girls wasn't spinning right. They would never spin right. They never did anything right about that. So I wouldn't. I said, no, you ain't doing it. I'll be Wonder Woman. And they will always tease me and say, Michi, you can't be Wonder Woman. That's the girl. I said, y'all ain't doing it right, and I'm not playing unless I'm Wonder Woman. Okay? So that's what that was. My parents knew that then. Oh, it used to upset my father. It used to upset my father. Okay? But the irony to that is he was the one who introduced me to Wonder Woman. Okay? So that there was that. So I never had, that kind of stuff. And then there were times where my mother would make us costumes or whatever. We would go around. Like by the time I was 7, 8, 9 and carrying on, Mama, we would put stuff together around the house and we would build our own costumes or whatever. And that's what that was. So as far as that, that wasn't necessarily an issue for me. So because I couldn't be Wonder Woman, when my sisters, and they talk about this, my sisters are identical twins. So they were they were 5. And so I dressed them up as Wonder Woman. I made their costume, and I was 12. So this is the Halloween of '82. And I dressed them up as Wonder Woman as best as I could, and took some cardboard and made their headband and drew the star on and the things, and I made them some little cardboard, little bracelets and stuff out of the paper towel rolls and things. And that's what we did, right? But that was the 70s, okay, 70s, 80s, okay, and that was my childhood. So to see that happening, that didn't happen in my era, okay. It wasn't about a boy getting up in drag or carrying on or whatever. It just wasn't there. Now I played with the dolls. Y'all just heard me say I played Wonder Woman and carrying on. Most of the time I played Wonder Woman. I played Batgirl. Batman was cute, but Batgirl was the shit, honey, because she come in on the motorcycle. So and then she kicked. I like doing all the kicks and things. So I played that, we played the Binding Man and the $6 Million Woman. Sometimes I would be either or, but I like the fact that she had her ear, and I like how she always took her. I did all that. Okay. Now, yes, as a gay man, y'all may say, "Oh well, hell, look at how you turned out." And y'all may say, "See that there? That's what I'm talking about. See all that faggoty shit." No, that had nothing to do with nothing. Okay. All of that was my gravitation to it was, have y'all ever thought about gay boys just having an appreciation for women that goes beyond something sexual? Because that's basically what it is. Okay. It's all about the glamour and the fabulousness of a woman that we just come to love and adore, honey. Okay. So much so to where we wanted to be that because it was fabulous. Okay, she could sit up there. Wonder Woman could sit down there and spin around in a circle, bitch. Her hair is laid, honey. Bitch, she could deflect bullets and carry on, pick up cars and shit. And when it was all said and done, she could flip her hair and never broke a sweat, bitch, and still say, coffee. Oh, that's just so fishy. And we love all that shit. Because that's the resilience of a woman. No one ever gives us that credit to say that we appreciate. Y'all always think that we hate women. Oh, y'all just hate women. No, we don't hate women at all. To the contrary. But in this particular case, we're talking about this baby boy in this costume. This ain't got shit to do with sexuality. It ain't got nothing to do with sexual orientation. This is all about the mindset of a child being able to explore and being able to have the freedom to say, I like this. Okay? How come we refuse to let children like what they like because it upsets your apple cart and what you think is masculine and feminine? Why do we go to those fucking extremes? Because of why? And then the first thing that society want to say is, oh, ain't no man in the house because ain't no man gonna let that happen. Why is it that it has to be a man let that happen when the child is just expressing themselves? If you pay attention to your children, they will show you who they are, whether you like it or not, because remember, it's their life to live, not yours. Now, as you are guiding them up until their adulthood or whatever, yes, you put parameters in place, you put boundaries in place to carry on, rules and regulations and things, but you also let them be who they are. You understand? But parents don't get that. Parents don't get that because I have my vision of what you're supposed to be. See? And or I don't want my child, you know, X, Y, and Z because I don't want nobody thinking that. What do people go to? They gonna think that It's bullshit. Bull of the shit. Okay. I don't have a problem with it, but I think because our men are looked upon as predators, monsters, and we feel we don't have enough black men to represent being a man because of the spotlight. Very interesting. I'm gonna break that down in a minute. Hold on. We are put into white guys can dance around in a dress and no one will look at it as the whole race as black people. I think they worry more about being judged. I'm just saying, I don't know. You know what? That's a good point. And let's break that down. The first part about black men being represented. Okay. And it's funny that we take that approach because we're not jumping on it when the representation was always gangsters and thugs. See, and when we're looking at masculinity in our culture as black folks, okay, we still have not made it cool to be the doctor, the lawyer, the engineer. You know, when we think white collar, the business, the corporate owner, when we think those kind of jobs, we have not made that cool yet. And I think a lot of times why we haven't made it cool is because for the most part, we see that as sellout, because a lot of that doesn't represent masculinity the way that we want masculinity to be seen. And our culture have subscribed to the fact that if masculinity ain't about flossing, ain't about holding your dick all damn day, ain't about sitting up there saying that, all of the shit that we see to what we have become masculine, that they want to say is toxic masculinity. And I don't believe in toxic masculinity. What I believe is that we got machismo and we got stupid shit. Okay. And what we have allowed is that street mentality or this whole ghetto fabulousness of the culture to rest, rule, and abide to say this is what being a black man is supposed to look like. If we ain't out there fighting, acting like we one of the black power people and carrying on, if we not one of those folks, then we got to be gangs and thugs and hustlers. Okay? If we ain't slinging dope, then we got to have a whole bunch of bitches. We got to have our hair laid. We got to have the fur coats, and we got to have, we got to have that floss. We got to walk around like we ready to whoop somebody's ass at a drop of a dime. And if that's not masculinity, then everything else becomes you trying to demasculate us. You trying to emasculate me. Okay? And I'm so sick of that goddamn phrase right now because every time I hear it now, it drives me insane. In the beginning, I got it. Because I said this about black women in the beginning. How is it that you want to sit down here and say you want a man, but yet when you get one, you acting more masculine than he is, and then you want to turn him into a bitch in front of his friends and cuss him out and call him all kind of bitch ass niggas and shit in front of his friends, and then you want to dare him to hit you back because you go up and mush him and shit in front of his friends. And so now the boys are like, nigga, you ain't got your woman in check? In check. What the fuck is that? See, this is the kind of shit that we have allowed for us as black folks to become normalized in our community that means nothing to nobody but us. And this old fake ass shit of what we want to say is masculine and feminine behavior. And then you say we not being represented. But and okay, I will have that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But then where is the same amount of disdain and the same amount of angriness when the only representation that we have for this masculine self is all this street hood shit? Because that's, y'all heard me say this on the show before. When rap became gangster rap and all that bullshit, that's when music started to become a definition of what masculinity is. If you wasn't rocking NWA, Luke, and Ice-T, and all them kind of children, then you were too fucking soft. See, when we started making masculinity end up meaning these kinds of things, because listening to Chub Rock or Will Smith or what was the other one, Biz Markie, and all those kind of children, that was considered to be soft. How is it that Beyonce got a whole fucking career, but because a hard ass man who talk about how bad her body is and carrying on how much they want to have her, or they'll do her, but they can't rock her music in the car? I can't play that down the street. I got Haji, are you in here? Haji wears me the fuck out when he talking about, oh no, that's to get the bro code. That's to get the man code. What man code? The fuck is you talking about? Man, what is you talking about? See, we got all these unanswered rules and all these unspoken rules and shit. And then when you talk about, oh, you trying to demasculate me. Y'all on Will and Jada, honey. Oh, Jada sitting up there putting all their business up there like that. She emasculating him in the public. Emasculating him how? How is talking about what she experiences is emasculating him? Huh? Because he hasn't answered back yet? Because he's choosing to let her have her motherfucking mouth? How is her talking about, she's talking about another man? Well, yeah, I was in love with Tupac, whatever this was with Tupac, yada. Okay. But that there is emasculating him because she has a husband. She talking about another man. Don't y'all do that all the goddamn time? Well, back in the day, you know, where my ex was this and my ex and we didn't do this. Okay. We do it all the time. So this bullshit about emasculating him, I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to really understand it. Just say that y'all don't like the fact that she putting their business in the street. Because how is that emasculating him? She ain't said nothing about him sleeping with no man. Ain't said nothing about him wearing women's clothing. Ain't said nothing about how little or big his dick is or nothing. She ain't said none of that. So what is it about her saying anything else emasculating him? What is it about Jaden, their son, when he wanted to sit up there and be androgynous and became the model and was wearing the kilts and the skirts and this, that, and the other for the fashion photo shoot? How was that emasculating him? And that was his choice to wear it. That don't make no sense. A black man putting on the dress. Bitch, it wasn't like they put my gun to her head and said, I had to do it. This was a choice. How was that emasculating me? And I'm the man who said, I'm strong enough to handle it. I want to wear it. Isn't that what manhood was supposed to be, to stand up in your convictions? Help me understand it. Help me understand it. And now and you see how this conversation that went all the way over there? We so busy talking about the baby boy liked ELSA and wanted to be ELSA for a holla fucking ween, but because this was a black baby and he got white parents, that they pushing a damn agenda and they helping to emasculate him, and they're like, well, I hope he don't grow up to think he a girl. How, Sway? How? That has nothing to do with sexuality at this point. And why is it that we always try to sexualize and put that kind of shit on kids? Huh? Why? Why do we inject and interject and infuse that kind of bullshit onto kids that they know nothing about that shit? Nothing. This is how hate gets started. This is how hate, because if my parents don't like it, then that means something that's bad, something that's wrong. And kids can feel that. I know my daddy hated sissies. God, daddy hated sissies. He hated it. He hated it. And that was his word, sissies and punks. And that's, oh, daddy hated that word. I mean, hated it. Okay? But then as I'm noticing myself, I didn't like doing what daddy did. My daddy was my everything until I started to see him for who he was as an abusive man with my mother. And I was like, that's not what I want to be. Why would you hit somebody like that? Why would you hit the woman that you say you love? Why would you? That didn't make sense to me. So then I started to chip away at my father, because now what I thought was my hero, I'm like, how do you do this? And then what your little idiosyncrasies came. And then when he came after me, because I was too soft for him, my brother got all the accolades. My brother was the sportsman. My brother was the boxer. My brother did all that. So they adored him. I was the smart one. So that's what saved me. Oh, because I was smart and intelligent. Mm-hmm. But that has nothing to do with nothing. And why do we insist? Why do we insist on making that be? Why do we insist? Listen, how many of y'all were so proud of the fact that your mom let you go out the house in the outfit that you picked out for yourself to wear to school? The first time you picked out your own outfit to wear to school, and your mama said, okay, and let you wear it. No matter how mismatched it was, no matter how it fit, she let you wear it because you picked it out. Right? That didn't have nothing to do with nothing, did it? It exercised your choice. It exercised you and your mind. That's why Garanimals became popular, remember? Garanimals was to teach children how to match their clothes up. What goes with what? If you get this pants and it got the giraffe on it, then you look for everything with the giraffe, because they say all of that goes together. Right? You could use this shirt, or you could use this shirt, or you could use these pants and these pants, and you can mix them up. Anytime the giraffe, go with the giraffe. You got a shirt, you got a pants. Boom. That's how we mixed it up. But then sometimes we wanted to wear the giraffe with the tiger. Now that didn't match. It really didn't go together. But you wanted to wear the giraffe with the tiger. And your mom said, okay, if that's what you want to do. And you learn how to get around it. What means what? You grew out of it too, didn't you? Some things you grow out of, some things you grow into. So why was that so difficult for this baby? And everybody want to project all this bullshit onto this baby. Because you, the adult, see the world through the lens that you see it in. And I'm not necessarily saying that you're wrong, because the perspective that you're coming from is an adult perspective based on what you know the world to be. Okay? But at the same time, when you want to interject all kind of sexuality and all that kind of shit and orientation on something that's innocent, you are out of pocket. You're out of line. Out of line, period. And I got to say, in my opinion, no, fuck that. You out of line. You are out of line. Okay? Because That has nothing to do with anything. All we have is kids being kids. They know if I get into a costume and I feel fun and I can say, oh, this is my favorite movie. Yeah. Yeah. Huh? How many of y'all Christians who say y'all don't celebrate Halloween, but you let the baby go out and they want to come out and be Chucky? Little demon seed child. It's okay to be Satan. It's okay to be a dark little character. It was okay to be a vampire, blood sucking. It's okay to be that. Okay. Yeah, y'all can miss me with all that. Miss me with that. I'm gonna say it one more time. Miss me with all of that. Because I'm not here to buy it. You can't even give it to me. You can't even give it to me in the free food box. I don't want it. No. Because we have allowed ourselves to inject our own prejudices, our own disdainment into something that's very innocent. Something that's very, very innocent. Very innocent. Wait a minute. Groove, what you say? It wasn't always gangster and thugs. Once upon a time in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, blacks was cool. Still is, depending on the black. Okay, how about that? I hit my music all the time as a kid with the volume on low. Nobody knew but my friends and me what I liked. Okay, how about that? Okay. Funk, soul, slow jams. You can only take black. So what? You open my door unannounced. Okay, right. Okay. I learned to whisper my music down low, or when mom was gone, blast the music on the high volume. Okay. The vulgar hip hop and shit, I wish the kids would put on headphones. How about that? Okay. I know me. I got that shit in my teenagehood too. It took a while to get it out of my head. I went back to loving Halloween like I did as a child. Okay, right. You understand? You understand? You understand? Child, okay. Let me take another little commercial break, child. Okay, hold on. Let me do this. Resolved that the citizens, neighbors, and stakeholders of College Park should exercise their voting power and elect into office a leader that will treat the city as a whole city and not by individual wards, accept the ideas of its citizenry respectfully, is willing to have political agendas and critical yet passionate ideologies challenged, and will not only listen to the people, but amplify their voices in true power so that College Park can be the city they have decreed it to be and to become.
Let's sit down and talk about what we need. We're in this together. Ooh, let's do the right thing. Yeah, we all win in the end. Oh yeah, let's do the right thing. Yeah, we all win in the end. We need to do the right thing.
Attention all business owners. Use your advertising dollars here. Looking to reach a more diverse audience for your products and your services? Well, this is the platform for you. Dishing Tea Entertainment welcomes all businesses who wish to expand their brands and looking for clientele that's more than grown and sexy, but also the seasoned and sophisticated. For more information on how this spot can be yours, contact Big Meat at 404-914-5610 or go to our website at www.dishingtea.com.
You know why people don't think it's easy to make $1 million? Because they go to school. And school is the worst thing you can send your children to. I said that. The whole school is cool, keep kids in school, that is propaganda, and here's why. Do you know who founded and funded the General Board of Education?
The Rockefellers.
John D. Rockefeller. Yeah. Do you know what he said?
He wants everybody to be employees.
Yep. He said, I am not in the business of making a nation of thinkers. I'm in the business of making a nation of workers. Everything you learn in school, every single solitary thing about how to think, you learn because school has taught you to think that way. They taught you to think like an employee. They taught you to think like a poor person, because if everyone was rich, the economy would fall apart. Therefore, we can't have too many rich people. So what do? We put kids into indoctrination camps to show them how to be an employee. And then they go out in the world and they think like an employee, so they stay an employee. They don't become entrepreneurs. They don't become rich. Why do you think they ask you, raise your hand to go to the bathroom? What kind of sick shit is that? I gotta piss. I gotta raise my fucking hand to go to the bathroom? Like, really think about that. Yeah. That's fucked up.
You like that? I happened to come across that clip and I wanted to bring that to your attention because what this goes into is about education. As you all know, this education system of ours is completely toe up from the flow up. We don't even know how to get it back on track at this particular point because we refuse to think outside of the box. We refuse to allow arts and entertainment. You know, the arts were part of the educational field, honey, to where we found the release, and it was very creative. You know, whether it was singing, dancing, being on the stage, wood shop, ceramics and carrying on arts, you know, drawing and painting and those kind of things, you know. A lot of that, when it was taken out of the schools and then parents had to completely pay for it on their own if they wanted their children to be involved, when they took that out, everything went to hell in a handbasket. Everything, because now you focus on sports. Now, sports will give you the team, you know, the team mentality, you know, understanding team spirit, understanding what it is to work as a cohesive unit, to understand, you know, that it takes a team to build, to make things happen, understanding what your spot is, how you work, how you are part of the collective, understanding the discipline, understanding sportsmanship, and all of that. It gives you that. And that there is what's needed in life and to get through, like he said, through corporate America, understanding how the team works. But the arts gave us creativity to where you were able to create that which was yours. When you put something together, when you did it, honey, you did it. Being in woodshop class and you was able to create the table, the ashtray, you know, whatever it was, whatever, you know, the little wooden bowl set or whatever. When you were able to create, you were able to take something from make something out of nothing. You understand? It started off as an idea, so it was nothing. Then you had to learn how to get your materials together. Then you had to learn how to work the materials. You understand how to get into that. What about sewing? For those who are fashion designers and carrying on, how to create the most beautiful pieces. You know what I'm saying? And to build. See, the arts gave us the ability to be entrepreneurs because out of that creativity came something. Hell, I can make a glass out of ceramics and carrying on. I can make bowls. I can make plaques. I can make pictures. And I can sell that. See, and I could create a business out of it. That's what it was. That's what it did. It took that creative freedom. It took it away. Okay? It took it away. Now, what's the man saying as far as the Rockefellers creating the school system? Excuse me. That there sticks into my craw because when I think about, let's think about some of the companies that's been around 100 years or so. I think, and what comes to me, particularly as African Americans, we know Johnson & Johnson, right? Ebony, Jet Magazine, you know, Johnson & Johnson products and carrying on, right? Y'all do know that Mr. Johnson did not get, what was it? I think he didn't get past the 8th grade. or was it the third grade? One of them. I forget which one it is. But he's not a high school graduate. He's not a college graduate, and he built a multi-million-dollar company. He built it for years. Yeah, years. When we think about that, when y'all go look at some of the big businesses in Canada, how did they make it? What was it that they did to get them over without having all these degrees in education? One of the things that education is doing for us now is keeping us in debt. Hell, I have a $75,000 debt, honey, for a degree that I got, and I'm appreciative of the degree, but shit, I don't have the equipment around to use it. So I feel as though, hell, I'm paying you for nothing because I got a skill that I'm not even using at not properly. You know what I'm saying? To go through and say, I know, which is why I kept all my school books. So I can always go back and revisit the lesson, but okay, yeah, I do remember this, and blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? When I was in school, we used to have JA, Junior Achievement, which was a business thing. You know, taught us how to be entrepreneurs and things, how to go into business for yourself. You know, how to create a business, and that's what that was. You got scholarships for JA, honey, how this was doing and that was doing. In our economics class, that's another thing. We had government, you had American history, then you had government, then you had economics. When we got into economics, and again, now this is me, my particular team, we were not the winning team. And it was then that I was learning about myself and some of the decisions that I was making, because I was like, no, you know, trying to second guess it or whatever. And, you know, it was oh God, I wish I could go back and get that program, honey, on how to make this happen, you know. And it was like the class was broken down into 3 different teams, and you can always tell who made money on their business or whatever through their decisions, right? And I think out of the 3 teams, I think we came in second, but it was one team that I was kind of rivaling with, because it seemed like every decision that they made, their business grew. They never had a setback. Every time, you know, we were hit and miss. And I was like, and then I had folks who are, that's the other thing. I had folks who are non-productive and didn't really give a shit about the class. So left up trying to make a collective decision, you know, we were not doing the best because of the collaboration. So that was something that, oh God, I wish I could go back and find that particular program, because that's something that would be useful now to teach kids and show you how this works, how businesses can grow, how your decisions are. You know, do you increase productivity? Do you not? Do you put the money in marketing? Do you put the money not just in marketing, but do you do advertisement here? What, you know, oh my God. I love that, right? But they took all that out. I don't even know, do they have econ on the high school level now anymore? I've never even, since I graduated high school, I've never even heard of anybody taking econ. Oh, well, let me look into that. You know, as I'm thinking, I've never even heard it in the long run. But Mr. Man makes a whole bunch of sense right there. You know, a lot of us are afraid of $1 million or don't know how to make it because shit, all we know is paycheck to paycheck. And that includes me. Okay. Now I'm sitting up here wondering how I can get there. What is it that I can do? You know, my books are not selling. The oils, now this is on me. I haven't put myself out there to where I'm doing pop-up shops to sell my oils and carrying on so I can keep my supply up and this, that, and other. Because I know I have a hell of a product. You know, I just haven't made time to get into the business of it because I'm doing somebody else's job and trying to keep the roof over my head and making sure that I don't run myself ragged, because I'm running myself ragged over here and don't have a lot of time over here, you know? And so when I take my time off, okay, I'm trying to recuperate and this, that, and the other, then I don't get into the pop-up shops in time or don't have the $50 or the $75 to invest to say, okay, I'm going to buy a table and go out here and do it. You know, it becomes all of that. It becomes all of that. And then some. You know what I'm saying? So what is it that we need to do? You know, how is it that we encourage entrepreneurship? You know, how is it that we get into understanding what it takes to build a business? We keep hearing that all the time. Small business loans here, small business loan grants, and small business grants and blah, 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 blah to build a business. But then it becomes what is what. You know what I'm saying? I just want to play that for y'all to give y'all an understanding because, yeah, I think we're going to revisit this. I need my team here. Red and Nikki need to be here with me so that we can have a full, robust conversation with this one. So we're going to end up revisiting this, y'all. But right now, let me get up from here because my neck and stuff is starting to bother me, and you see I'm starting to pinch and carry on because I've been sitting here too long, and my eyes are starting to get a little blurry because I've been looking at this screen for a little bit too long. So on that note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out today's show. Okay, I got this banner running, and I like to keep it running, but I can remove it now. Wait a minute, where is it? Where is it? Where is the banner? Oh, because I'm in the wrong section. Okay. Right. Okay. So with that, my darlings, listen, I'm going to let you guys, you may finish all of your crumpets, my darling, because the tea has been dished and you have been dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat. Now, wait a minute. Before I go, I want to go back up to a comment I saw earlier. Groove wanted me to do a show on something I overlooked it. Okay, here we go. She says, please do a show one day why people can't manage their money. I have two friends that's gone through the shit all of their lives, and either I don't understand or they don't. Okay, and that's part of it. We have to get into financial literacy. What does it mean? How to make money work for you? You know what I'm saying? Because we're so busy trying to chase a dollar. We after the bag. But we've got to get to a point where we make it work for us so that we're not paycheck to paycheck. And Lord knows that's what I am, honey. Okay? And I want to come up out of that. I'm 53, child, and I'm sitting up there like, okay, what? And thank God I'm still here. You know, yes, I have struggles and carried on, but I'm able to say, okay, I could duck and dirge and get around. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I want to be able to where I'm comfortable. I want to get to a point to where I have no worries to where I say, I want to get up and do this and I have the money to do it and it doesn't break me. You know what I'm saying? My girlfriend, y'all remember April Mason when she was here on the show? She said something that I thought was absolutely brilliant, and I want to get to this part of my life while I can still enjoy it. She said, we got to get to the point where we are recession proof. Your bank account needs to be recession proof, which means that regardless of what the economy is doing, you're able to still sustain yourself. And she said this to her son, get your money up to where you can buy what you want versus buying what you can afford. She said that to him while they were in the grocery store. Y'all heard me tell this story before. She said they were, looking at spaghetti sauce and carrying on. And she said she saw the ones that were 99 cents. And she looked at it, she said, now it's 99 cents. Ain't no way anything in here is going to be healthy because it's probably loaded with a bunch of sodium and this, that, and other because it's such a cheap price. But most folks will buy it at 99 cents because here, I could get 4 jars and use 2 jars today and have 2 jars the next time I make spaghetti so I can fill my pantry up and say I got food in the house, and it becomes that way. So that's what we have to look at. We got to get to the point where we are recession proof, okay, to where we can get what we want and it's not a hurt or it's not going to break the bank. It's not going to be one of those ostentatious buys because you're just trying to prove a point or because you're going through a midlife crisis. That there is what this is, okay? So having said all that, darling, like I said, you may finish all of your crumpets, baby, because the tea has been dished and you are dishing tea, darlings, honey, with Big Meat, honey. If you love me like you do, honey, I want you to tell all of your friends to come on in to like, share, and subscribe, honey, on whatever platform that you see it on. And all the ones that I call out, honey, if you on Facebook, Instagram, If you are on Twitter, now X or whatever, if you're on LinkedIn or whatever, like, subscribe, share this with other people. And love on me, honey. You see my Cash App down there. If I want to bless them, if you want to bless this so that we could keep going on and help us pay the overhead of this, because we got to pay this, we got to pay the StreamYard, we got to pay the website and this, that, and the other. The Cash App is right there, honey. We accept all donations, of course. But if you hate me, if you don't like something I said, you want a neck roll, the fingers never carrying on, you know what? You can tell all of your motherfucking enemies, honey, to like, subscribe, and to share. Because everything that we are doing over here at 3 the Hard Way, honey, the syndicate, honey, everything that we are doing over here in any way, shape, style, form, and or fashion will move forward, my babies. So, honey, having said all of that, honey, I bid you guys a good night. And I thank you for coming on up in here. And we will see you guys again real, real soon. So on that note, honey, and